You're gonna like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us.
TGL, the Good Life Podcast, episode 6. Bit of a different setup today. We've gone for the one-to-one approach. I quite like this setup.
More direct, right? Yeah, it's nice. It just feels very normal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I came in and I was very, thrown off a little bit. But no, I like it. It's good.
Where people have routine, right? That's
Absolutely,
what happens when you get thrown a curveball. But how's your week been anyway?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, good. Finally got Cooper. So, I mean, that's the highlight of my week. It's probably the highlight of my year. Probably it's one of the best things that's happened all year. For if you're listening and you don't know, Cooper's the dog.
The TGL mascot.
The TGL
alongside
mascot.
The kids.
Mate, yeah, absolutely. We will get their merch 100%. But yeah, he arrived on Friday. Been a long time coming, obviously, with everything going on. Been delayed multiple times. Literally got cancelled. Had no idea when he was going to come. Couldn't give me a date. And then a few weeks ago, they was like, right, we think we're getting back to normal. We can book this date in. And yeah, man, it was emotional. It was emotional.
How long's it been?
So it's we arrived here on Jan the 1st.
Okay.
So I left him on December the 31st. But obviously I've had him since he was 12 weeks old.
Mate, he's wondering where you've gone.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, I was genuinely worried. Is he actually going to remember who I am? And I know.
What was his reaction like?
So he was battered when he got off obviously he was in a crate probably for 18 hours. They don't let him out. So he wouldn't. I don't even think they would have been able to go to the bathroom or anything. So he basically stayed in the kennels the night before. Drove to the airport, was there for going through checks and stuff, then on the plane, then more checks to get authorised into Dubai, and then got delivered via a pet delivery company to my apartment.
That's long.
And so we got a text saying 10 minutes away, and I was absolutely buzzing. I was like, oh my god, it felt so weird. And I got quite emotional, man. I've had him since, I've had him since he was 12 weeks old. He's been through everything with me over the last 7 years, the good times, the bad times, every time. He's always been there.
Yeah.
And when it's same as a child, it really is. They rely on you. I think we spoke about it last week. They rely on you. If you don't feed them, they don't get fed. If you don't take them out, they don't go out. If you don't give them the love, they don't get that love. So it's amazing, man. I feel really complete now. So we've got everyone together.
Fully moved now. No going back.
Absolutely, mate.
You can't do one of them flights again.
And how much it cost me? Definitely not going anywhere, man. We're sticking, but. It feels great, the routine. It's again a bit of a change in routine and stuff now. Getting up even earlier, making sure he gets his walks in so it's not too hot.
There's quite a lot of open space and whatnot as well, right?
You've probably seen it on my socials. Yeah, absolutely, he's loving it, mate. Bombing about, absolutely loving it.
Have the steps gone up for you?
Yeah, mate. I mean, they're already quite high, but obviously in our little TGL step group, they've got to be high, right? To even be in the top half at the moment, it's outrageous. But yeah, man. Other than that, that's probably definitely my highlight. It's been amazing. So he's been here a week tomorrow.
Yeah.
And honestly, it feels like. One of the things I just touched on a minute ago is it felt like I was worried he might forget who I am, and that bond might be damaged a little bit. It's not at all.
No way.
He follows me everywhere, still buzzing to see me. Yeah, it's amazing, mate.
Do you think you would take him back home to Portsmouth again, or is that him here now?
He'd be here, man.
He won't travel?
No.
I was going to say, you can't travel
unless we're
with a
getting
dog,
private
right?
jets and stuff, mate.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're at that point yet. But yeah.
Give us a year.
Absolutely. Yeah, and counting. But no, mate, he's handled it so well as well. He's handled it so well. It was a bit all over the place when he first arrived, probably because he hasn't moved. He got out the crate, and I could tell when the door opened, he was a bit like, what's going on? Yeah.
Where are these taking me?
What's
people?
happening? Yeah. But mate, it's brilliant. It's been so nice. Planned loads of stuff. Going to a really cool cafe tomorrow.
I guess finding all the places where dogs can go, right? So
absolutely.
It's just a dog cafe.
Yeah. So it's I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a reflective cube in the middle of the desert. It's called Hidden, and they've got fire pits there and stuff like that.
I think I've seen that on Insta.
Mate, it looks beautiful. So it's there. And I think the thing with Dubai as well is some places say dog friendly, but they're not allowed inside. Okay. So they're only dog friendly outside.
So you're outside just burning.
Roasted, yeah. But no, I think it's definitely getting better. And obviously I'm just on socials highlighting all the places he can go.
There's that stuff. Dubai Islands Beach, is it? Have you
seen that?
They've got the dog beach part up there. We've been there a few times.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's unreal. They've got such
a
nice walk there. It's a little bit quieter. All the planes are coming up over. The kids love it there as well.
So. I think we'll have to get there. We still need to link up with the kids.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get them all together.
How was your week?
Good, mate. Same old, really. I mean, just building TGL, aren't we, at the moment? We're just all in, and Track is growing up to 20 people for the first time this week at Track. Running is increasing by the week. I feel like actually this week my body's feeling it a little bit more now. I think the weekly mileage is up to around 45k, pushing up towards 50. And next week I'm got a deload, and I'm definitely due a deload as well. So I can just feel it in my shins a little bit, like almost shin splints. When even on my easy run today, I was like, this ain't good. So I'm hoping it recovers, because this Saturday we got our half marathon, or my first ever half marathon. It's a training one, but I need to be ready for that, because we'll see.
It's a progressive one as well, isn't it? So it's not just like a little slow plod. It's like a bit of a progressive one.
4:30s at the end, so I don't know how that will go,
you'll be
but
fine.
we'll do our best. I'm sure when I'm with you boys, obviously Kane will be with us as well. So yeah, it's good. And Kane, my neighbour, actually, shout out, he's now joining me on all of my runs. So it's good to have someone else with you, and you're meeting them at X amount of time. It just creates that extra bit of accountability to know that run starts at that time, that person's going to be there. So I think it's just a useful thing. If people listening maybe have someone in their circle where they can meet with, they can train with, do it where you can, because it just sharpens you up when you're relying on someone else. If you get to the gym at 6 or 6:15 and it doesn't matter, I don't know, you can allow yourself to slip a little bit, but if you know that person's waiting, it just increases your chances of getting up.
And you hold each other to certain levels as well, right? And I think with training, some sessions are serious, but sometimes they just enjoy it as well. Like, enjoy it.
100%.
And I think it's so important. One of the clients messaged, didn't they, in there today, a couple of days ago, talking about how, like, her circle, she's starting to meet people who are like similar, to have similar goals and stuff like that. And we were just bigging it up, saying it's so important.
Yeah.
If you can be around those people, you'll start finding new hobbies, potentially like new ways to socialise, instead of like just being at the pub or going out for a night out or whatever it might be. So many people now, it's like, let's go for a walk and grab a coffee, or let's go for a run and then a coffee after, or whatever it might be.
Culture's changed in a positive way, actually, like that, isn't it? People will go for a coffee.
I even remember when back in Portsmouth, like when I was maybe 5, 6, maybe even 7 years ago, when I used to enjoy a night out on the weekends and stuff, like that's all everyone done. But the last few years, it's almost like strange to go out. It's really weird. Like, it's more common to be involved with a run club, or go to the gym early, do a class, train with some friends, go grab some coffee or a nice breakfast after. That's so weird how it's transitioned.
Then, going to the club was cool. Going for a run was not cool.
It was
now
absolutely.
The opposite. Going to the club, like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your potential? What's going on? How old are you? And now going for a run is a cool thing.
It's weird. It's so strange, but it's a real shift.
Yeah,
it's
positive.
Real,
it's good.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Probably, I'm not sure like the club owners and like pub owners will be saying that, but a lot of them closed down.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of them's closed down. Have you noticed that in Dubai, or not really? Obviously, it's a little bit different. It's very touristy here as well, isn't it? But is that something over the last couple of years
in terms of pubs,
like clubs and stuff like that, or like, have you seen like them get a bit less popular over the last couple of years?
I'm not a big clubber here in Dubai. I've been to Blah Blah a couple of times. You've been there, haven't you?
Is that where we went? I can't remember where we went.
Know. Where else have I been to? Man, I haven't been to a lot of clubs around this place, to be honest.
I think it's different as well. Like, it is touristy, so some people will come here.
Brunches, right?
Yeah.
People go brunches, and I feel like, the more Westerners that come here, they're getting a bit more. They're growing, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and some big news as well for next week. Nurseries, schools returning. Obviously, we've got in TGL quite a few teachers. Obviously, me with Roman, he's going to be getting back to nursery next week as well. So people are kind of in a bit of a 50-50 mindset with it. Parents are kind of celebrating, not because they don't want to see their kids, but because their kids are indoors all day, they're trying to work, the kids are just going insane. Of course, like anyone who's just indoors all day, like, what do? You go through and you do some colouring, some drawings, some paintings, and then after that, eventually you're going to be watching TV on devices. They get a bit more ratty, misbehaved. So I think it's going to be good for everyone, them returning, but there's also the doubt of, is this over? Is it safe enough to put my kids back into nursery? For me, I'm just going with the same mindset that I have the whole time of just trusting the government. If the government are opening nurseries and schools, I trust their decision making. They would not put kids back in if it's not safe enough, in my opinion.
No, I fully agree. I think as well, it's just getting back to routine for people, right? It's a bit of normality. I think that's something that I noticed today, and we spoke about, like, normality feels like it's resuming a little bit, right? Like, it definitely feels like it's getting a little bit busier again, as we said. Like, you and the barbers this morning, loads of people there again. Even outside here, like a load of people. So I do think, like,
the glory days over already.
We'll be
There's positives and negatives in it, right?
Absolutely. I think even like the traffic and stuff, you are starting to notice it a little bit more. Again, summer's not too far away now, so it'd be interesting to see if that sort of dies down again. But
I've noticed a lot of people are coming back as well now, aren't they? Booking flights, they've returned back to work.
We got clients coming back, right? Like we've got a few clients saying like they're arriving back soon and stuff like that. So I think, we've had a real quiet week, haven't we, compared to what it was the last month or whatever, which was a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
The last week or so, it's been bliss. So it's been really nice. Like everything does seem calm, and the conversations aren't about war or there's negativity, fear,
anxiety.
It's
Alarms.
more positive, isn't it? It's definitely
and
feels
just the
more
central
positive.
nervous system changes.
Yeah.
Like you are just on edge, and I didn't realize it, but now you calm down. You realize like you was thinking a little bit. You were a little bit stiff every day, thinking about what could happen. So yeah, I think it's good step in the right direction. Back to routine, back to normality, and hopefully a strong path. You know, we were talking earlier about we literally started a business at the worst possible time in the UAE in terms of, I mean, the biggest crisis they've probably had. I think maybe people have said the 2008 financial crisis, but I don't know if that was more of a crisis financially than it was on the economy. I wasn't here. That's a big crisis. And we obviously planned to launch this. This happened, and we've just doubled down. We've used it in our advantage as it being a bit more of a quieter time. How can we build our systems, refine our service? And I feel like now we're in a really good spot as people return to normality. Like we're ready to help, we're ready to serve. So I think, I'm glad that we've doubled down and not backed out.
I think as well, it is like, it just shows how much we believe in each other and obviously the service we're providing, right? How much we actually believe in the good life, how much we believe in TGL.
And the UAE.
And the UAE, of course. Like a lot of our stuff is going to be based around like hosting community things and our little track day we do. We launched that in the middle of a war if you wanted to, or whatever it might be. Like, and we were getting people out there when alarms were going on the phone and the phones, and we weren't like, no, just hide away. Almost trying to set an example as well, right? And something we've discussed a lot of is if you can't look after yourself in the tougher times, in the more difficult times, then it doesn't really matter if you can do it in the good times, because throughout life there's always going to be adversity, and just day to day, mate, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
Like work stresses, and we were talking again, like just little stuff. When you get up nice and early, go for a run, and Roman wakes up.
Yeah.
Like right away, that's your ideal plan gone out the window, right? It's not like, oh, okay, it's all gone tits up, can't do the run, Roman's away, can't do this, can't do that. You just have to adapt, and it is similar. And yes, it is quite an extreme example, but for me, like, the sleep was impacted, but that was sort of out of my control. But again, what could I control? I could still eat pretty well. I could still go to the gym. That was still open. We could still go out for our runs. We could still crack on with work.
I feel like with sleep as well, like if you do have a bad night's sleep, my mindset's definitely changed since having kids, because if you only trained when you had a good night's sleep, you would just be so inconsistent. But one thing is just to monitor your intensity based on how you feel. I was going to say based on your recovery, but I wouldn't want them people looking at their score and saying, like, I want you to think about how you actually feel. Like, how do you feel? And then just monitor the intensity. If you're, the problem that you might have is if you felt amazing the week before and you obviously got all of these high numbers, and then the next week you had like the worst night's sleep and you're trying to beat them previous numbers, that's just stupid. Like, it's potentially going to lead to an injury. So I think it's just about listening to your body and just depending on your sleep. The main thing that gets done is you just get your foot through the door and you just complete that session, no matter how you have to complete it. And use it as well. Like my lower days, I try and prioritize technical work more than numbers as well. Like back off with the weight a little bit, lock in on technique, and then next time I'm sure you'll be back to it.
Absolutely. You can't be on form every single day, right? Like,
No.
Even if you look at professional athletes, they don't break a world record every single race, right? So some days you are going to perform better, and there'll be so many things that sort of go towards that. But I think listen to your body is so important. Last week for me, I felt quite fatigued. And again, in terms of recovery, I wasn't checking my recovery score on my Whoop till the end of the day.
Okay.
Because I didn't want it to impact. And then I would look at the end of the day, just to be inquisitive and just be like, okay, what is it? But it was all yellow for like the whole week. But then I woke up this week, and I think the first 2 days was like a 95 and like an 89. It was a little bit down yesterday. I haven't looked today because I knew I had a bit of a quicker run today, and I thought I don't want it to impact. I woke up feeling great. That's enough for me. With Nick Bear, right? Like talking about how he's sort of moved away from his data. He sent me a picture of his old little, is it Casio? Was it like a little Casio watch?
Yeah.
I think data's got a place, right? But it's not everything. It's not everything. And mate, I wear 2 watches, similar to you now. They differ.
Yeah.
So like you can't go all in on what one watch says, because you look at the other one. What I've had before, this tells me I've had a fair sleep. This will tell me I've had a good sleep.
Yeah.
Like
It's mad as well. Even for the track this week, it told me I was like 100% primed recovery.
Which is great, by the way. That's wild.
Oh yeah, I felt like, right, I'm gonna have a good session, but it didn't feel that good, the session, and I was like, what has gone on? Like, my watch has lied to me today.
Yeah.
Like, what, I'm blaming the watch.
Yeah.
But it's the difference is you know, a lot of this is measuring like my central nervous system. Obviously, I felt good in terms of like my energy, but my body felt beaten up. So it can't measure shin splints.
Yeah, no,
it can't
absolutely,
measure,
yeah.
you know, knees or how certain things are feeling. So yeah, you've just got to go based on feel, and I think it's just an effort. I just try and do my best with whatever the day's got in front of me.
I think 100% looks different every single day.
Yeah.
Right, and it comes down to ability as well. Like your 100% is the same as my 100%. Your 100% back squat, the weight will be different, but you will have 100% back squat as what I will have 100% back squat. The numbers will be different, but still 100% for us both. Same when you're running, same with everything.
That's the nice thing about track is like everyone just gives it their all, and it doesn't matter like if it's their first session or it's us. We're all just knackered at the end.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's such a good place to be. I'm really hyped about TGL Track. Like, I am bullish on TGL Track. And I think as well, we are seeing some serious momentum in there.
Yeah.
And I think, again, not shouting out any other run clubs or anything like that, but I think people love it because it does feel so inclusive. And it's something we've really tried to pride ourselves on, right? I think we've got 3 people there. If we have someone else turn up this week, we'll have 3 people who've literally never run before.
Yeah.
And imagine coming to a track, a run club or a track club, whatever you want to call it, never running before, but feeling comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah, big step.
And it's huge. And I think if we can create that environment for people, then it's great. I mean, look at Griselda. Like, she's 4 weeks in, she's literally loving it now, right?
Yeah,
absolutely loving it.
I think the key theme to anyone who's starting running, or we say to everyone who comes to, if you want to call it a run club, I don't know what we want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it? I don't know what
it is.
Just
a group of people having a good time, innit? Yeah.
It's coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee and movement. But just get yourself 2 to 3 weeks in. Just turn up, I would say 3 times, because if you do it your first time, like, you're not going to feel great about it. It's going to feel a bit tough. The main thing on the first one is just turning up. Second one, you've turned up twice, you've made it repeatable. Third time, improvements are happening. And then we've seen now, where we've been doing it a little while, it usually is around week 3 or 4. People say, I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
They buy the shoes. They're out getting the watches. Like, we need to get some sponsorships going or some affiliate links
we're making sales here.
Everyone's buying everything because, yeah, they're invested. They feel them benefits back as well. And I guess to lead us on to some of the people in TGL, last week we had 3 people race over the weekend, right? I mean, you start off with
Luke. So Luke completed a half marathon, his first ever half marathon, the London's Landmark one, I think it was, and he got, I can't remember the time off the top of my head, it was like 1:26:40 something, I think, so an outrageous time. He wanted a sub 90.
That's outrageous for your first one.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think the thing is, mate, is what's even more impressive, he literally completed a photo shoot 2 weeks prior. So he's been in a heavy deficit. We have still kept up with running and a little bit of hard training because that's what he enjoys. But the primary focus hasn't been carb loading, making sure he's fueling his body correctly. It was purely aesthetic,
so
really, for the shoot.
pretty much like rocked up for that.
Yeah, 2 weeks later.
For
and obviously it's
bad,
crazy.
I ain't going
crazy, crazy stuff. But again, it just shows like the foundations that he's got in place, and like he's just fit.
Yeah.
When you're in a deficit, you eat very well. Maybe it's not as much as your body needs to perform at the highest level, but you're eating well. You can't afford not to eat well. So he's been fueling pretty well on what calories he has. The last 2 weeks we have dug back into running and obviously increased the calories and stuff. We just had a game plan as well. I had a game plan and just said, like, these are your times you want to stick between. If you're in this ballpark with 6-7K to go, you're on the money, and if you want to push, you can push. He just executed it so well. I mean, 1:26 it's not even close to 1:30. And I think it's great to see where he can go, and he's absolutely buzzing, isn't he? He's already like booking a new race, trying to get into the Burj to Burj next year.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a squad coming.
We will have a squad, mate. But yeah, no, absolutely amazing, buzzing for him, and
Smashed it.
I think as well, like, just coming off photo shoots, it's just, you've done a photo shoot prep, mate. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's tough, and like you are depleted, and then to go into that,
diet.
yeah, it's tough.
Like, arguably the most mentally tough phase is reversing out of a photo shoot prep.
And like, so in the last 3 weeks, he's done a photo shoot that he thought he'd never do. Got in very good shape. Bought a house with his partner. And completed a sub 90 half marathon and his first one. Like,
a good life that is.
That is serious, isn't it? Like, serious. And then we've also had 2 more who completed it together as a couple, right?
Yeah, Elizabeth and Valentino from Switzerland, actually. So I've been coaching Valentino for over a year now, and originally he just wanted to get in shape and lose weight. He wanted to, original goal, lose weight, become healthier. He's a dad of 2. He wants to set a good example to them. They're teenagers, but he still wants to be a role model. He's a business owner. And I think he was just dug into the ground of like, just in a cycle of either working, parenting, eating and drinking bad stuff. And he needed to change that. He wanted the good life. And he lost 20 kg and got an insane transformation with his body composition. And I just feel like throughout that process, he built so much confidence to see where he could take himself. And then we kind of set another goal alongside body composition. He saw his abs for the first time, which was crazy. And he's mid-40s, I believe, as well. And he wanted to return to football. When he was younger, he played football at a really good level and just return to football, like injury-free. We done that, set that as a big goal. And then he said, right, let's enter for a race. Let's book in for the Zurich half marathon. And he smashed it. I think he got around 2:20 and his goal was just to complete it. And he was so happy, like seeing the photo of him like crying over the finish line. He just said he was like so emotional and he didn't expect it. And this again entices me. It's what's this race day experience like? He said like it was just such an emotional journey. I guess from where he's gone to where he is now is just incredible. And then his partner Elizabeth, she hasn't been doing any prep at whatsoever, but I think one of Valentino's friends had to back out due to another reason, so she said I'll jump in and support and kind of run it alongside you and stuff. And she completed it sub 2 hours, so 1 hour 58 something around that mark. Yeah. And she done no prep whatsoever. So for her, that was obviously a massive win that she is just like fit and healthy enough to jump in and do a sub 2 hour. And that was about a 20-minute PB for her as well. She has run a half in the past. It was Valentino's first ever one, so he was buzzing about that. And then for Elizabeth, her first sub 2 hour. So they're both hyped. They're both so hyped.
Don't you think it's just amazing though, like to be in a position where you can just run a half marathon?
Yeah.
Like you get a call up and you're that fit and you're that healthy.
Just a few days before. Yeah, no problem.
And just because you look after yourself, like you don't have to intensely run day in, day out.
She said I got so bored that I just called up my friends and just so she was like, I don't know if it was good for my pace or bad for my pace, because she's like, it kind of distracted me to just keep me in a flow. Yeah. But she's obviously run at a conversational pace. So chilling. It shows there's more in the tank there as well.
I think, mate, I think running them long distances, I think one of the things that gets me is boredom.
Yeah.
Do get bored. Like I try and talk to people on the way round, like if I'm in an okay place to be able to do so, because it is quite boring. Like
with this half this Saturday, like I actually quite like it that there's different target ranges. Hopefully that will just keep us a bit engaged to like go a bit quicker, go a bit slower, right? Rather than just the same.
Especially in like a training run. It's not, you just have such a different mindset. Like you'll realise when you enter a race, whatever distance, like there'll just be a different mindset.
Yeah.
Because it is just like balls to the wall.
Game day.
It's like a football day. Like people say it in training, don't they? When you play football, like it's hard to put match day intensity into training.
Yeah.
It just is. It is like a switch, and you just feel proud of yourself after, especially if you do get what you want out of it. Yes. I think it would be quite disappointing if you didn't. I think it is quite disappointing, but disappointment is not a bad thing. It just shows you've got high expectations, and you know what, like you've got something to aim for next. Like if you know you missed out, I think it's a good point to reflect and be like, right, why didn't I get it? Okay, what can I do next time? And you'll be so hungry to get it next time.
100%.
So hungry to get it next time.
I had such a good conversation with Valentino. Like after an event, I always like to jump on a call and try and map out what's the next phase, because they always say that people are at the biggest risk of downfall after completing an event. You know, if you look at Tyson Fury when he beat Klitschko, which was like the biggest fight of his life. He wanted to beat Klitschko, become the heavyweight champion of the world. After that, he felt so depressed because he's achieved everything. There was no realignment of a goal. And then he fell into depression. I think he said that was the worst phase of his life.
Suicidal, wasn't he?
Yeah, suicidal
in a really
after
bad
that.
Place, yeah.
After the most success he's ever had in his life. And that's always stuck with me, because I've seen signs of that as a coach from people, obviously not to that extreme, I don't think, in terms of like being suicidal, but just them dropping off and just their energy dipping after they complete something. So I think it's very important to then realign and go, right, what's next? So for Valentino, he's got a holiday, he's going to go and enjoy that. We've got a bit of a maintenance plan, a holiday plan. I think that's also very important, is maybe another conversation for us to have, but having something whilst you're on holiday to just tick over or limit damage limitation, because training should make your holiday even better, and movement and all that kind of stuff. And then we set the next goal, and you know, we were going through, right, do we want to focus on strength, body composition, running? He was at running. He's fully in, so he's going to potentially do the Burge to Burge. I'm basically entering him for it now.
He's not got a choice.
He's not got a choice. But one thing that he said that really stuck with me is that him and his brother run a business and he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. They've got about 80 staff members that they handle. And he said that going through this transformation from the body composition to the half marathon training, the business is better than ever. They've been doing it 20 years. And all of a sudden, they've just seen like a massive return over the past year. And he said, you know, he's literally got evidence of when he went through this transformation, the numbers in the data and whatnot increasing. And he said, when you're looking after yourself, there's just a different energy about you. And what he said, that the word that he said was attraction. So instead of you like going out into the world and trying to like find opportunities, like you just working on yourself attracts opportunities. And he said it's just completely transferred the energy, the culture, the way that he actually enjoys his work. Like he now wakes up with like intention and purpose because he's happy in his body. You know, we live in our body every single day. He feels good. And that was just amazing to hear of like how working on his health has transformed his business. Incredible. So
I think it just comes from standards, right? Having them standards, and it does transfer. It does transfer. If you see someone in pretty good shape, you can probably guarantee that they're quite regimented, they're determined, they're patient. Yeah. All of these traits, like you can't cheat being in good shape. And the fact, like I say, he's lost an outrageous amount of weight. He's got a great body composition. He's now run a half marathon. You build trust with yourself as well. So whatever it is you want to do, you know that you've put yourself through certain things. You've reversed things that you've maybe thought that was just how your life was going to be. And he's shown himself that, you know what, whatever I put my mind to, I can do.
I think he's built a lot of self-belief, self-confidence in himself, like that inner strength to like back himself as well. That again, that confidence transfers into business. And one thing that I loved about this situation here is that his staff members said, I'm jumping in with him. And he got a massive group of them all done it together. So he's also inspiring his workplace. And that is the way that, you know, I don't even want to say a boss, but like the leader of a company, the CEO of a company should be behaving. Like he is at the forefront, like saying, listen guys, like I'm not perfect. I've got a lot of things that I need to change. I need to address within myself, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show you how it's done. And if you want to come with me, like, let's go. And he's getting people involved in that. So yeah, he's inspiring all of those around him. Obviously that must be improving the work culture. So yeah, I think it's incredible. And you see a lot of companies now, they're getting like coaches in, they're doing like classes, getting that group environment going. It's important for culture as well.
I think, mate, and also I can guarantee you, like work ethic and performance goes up if someone's healthy, they're in shape, they're looking after themselves. Even from just a simple point, they're probably going to have less sick days, which is then going to mean they're probably going to make more money for their company or do a better job, you know. And that's just from being better health. And mate, as a leader, you have to lead by example. Yeah, you absolutely have to. If you want people to follow you, you've got to. Sort of similar to us, like we join in on the track, right? It's not a coach-led session because we want that people to see that we're battered, you know. Like I was bent over the railings the other day, wasn't I? And you were like, "Are you injured?" Yeah. Like no, just absolutely done. I think it's important that you do lead by example. People see you working hard and interacting with anybody and everybody. I think it's really important. And something else just to touch on. Like confidence comes from evidence, right? Yeah. So he's built up this confidence because he's built the evidence. He's built the evidence that he can drop the weight and can control his nutrition, that he can be disciplined with managing a business and get into the gym. He's built the evidence that he can work on his running and actually complete a half marathon. Something I can imagine a year ago, if you said that to him, he would literally have like laughed at you and said, "Zero chance I'm ever completing a half marathon." But he's built up that evidence, which leads to confidence. I think confidence coming from evidence is such a good statement.
100%. And then on the like other side of that as well, like you know that the work you put in is just like if, for example, like people always ask the question, like if you had to, like let's say they asked a successful business owner, if you were to start from zero today, do you think that you could come back and like build a successful business and build this revenue back up? And they'll always say yes. And I think the exact same way in terms of health and fitness. Like if someone, I don't know, we gained 30 kilo, like would we be able to get that 30 kilo off and get back to where we want to be? Like 100%, it's not even a question. And that's the thing about health and fitness is it's just, your body is the most honest reflection of your personal standards. And unless you've got a serious condition, some people do, but it's extremely rare. It's just a game of like what you put in is what you get out of it as well. And not in terms of, sometimes people misread that and think the amount of workouts I put in, it's not that at all. Like we was actually having a different conversation, which we'll go on to in a minute. It's not about how much you do, but it's, you know, the overall 24 hours, which is why we moved to doing online coaching, right? To control the overall 24 hours. It doesn't happen by accident, for sure.
No, absolutely, mate. And yeah, like it's a combination of decisions made over years. Yeah. Right. And if you're looking great, that's hours of positive decisions you've made over years. If you're looking the opposite way, it goes the same way. Absolutely, you are a reflection. Something I see a lot of is about coaches. Like, would you listen to a fat or overweight or out of shape coach? And something for me is I would never question someone's knowledge. I think whether you look like amazing, you might have the most knowledge in the world. But if you're out of shape, all that shows me is that you can't implement that. No. You're not dedicated. You don't have what it takes to be in good shape. You might know everything about it. And I think that's quite an interesting thing. You've got all the information out there. No one lacks information these days. It's just action people lack. It's not
the true value doesn't even come in the information, really. Like you said, like with AI and stuff, like you can just AI information, but then how do you get that information and put it into a lifestyle when your kid's waking up at midnight, you're in a red recovery, you've then got to get to work, you got to get prepared, and it's not even just then how do you apply that and implement that. How then do you have like the accountability system, the people around you to help push you as well? I feel like there's so much to it. There really is. But information is what people think is at the top. And it obviously is important. You want to be doing the right things, but you will see people with the wrong information do better just through like work rate and turning up. And consistency. Like, how many people have you seen do that?
Yeah, and for consistency, I think that like I'd rather somebody give me 80% for like 2 years than give me 100% for 6 months.
100%.
That person who uses that 80% is just 80% consistent over a 2 year period. They will outwork, outshine, be in a better place in 2 years' time than that person who does 100%.
I always think like of in football terms, James Milner. I want to be James Milner of fitness. You know, this guy is like. He's so humble. Did you see they give him an award the other day for like
the most appearances?
Oh, it was crazy. And the coach done a really good speech about like using him as the example when he turns up every day, positive attitude, giving it his best. And I don't know even what his age is.
I want to say it's like late 30s. I want to say like maybe 38. I hope I'm not butchering that, but I want to say it's like 38, 39.
But one thing that I'm always looking for is, I used to do it, I actually don't do it anymore just because of time and efficiency. I used to sit down at the end of the day and debrief my day, and I always used to rate my day, and always my goal was just an 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I think if you can just repeat them like day by day, month after month, you're going to get a transformation. Because if you start doing like 10 out of 10s every day, like how long are you going to be able to keep that up for? And that's one thing that I have to tell people at the beginning of their journey is they say, George, I can eat less than this. I can do more than this. And it's like, okay, I understand you can. And I understand today you can eat less. But like, how are you going to behave Friday? Like when, and that hunger that you don't feel today, you will feel 100%. It will catch up with you. We've been in the game long enough to realise that.
I think, well, we obviously, when somebody joins the service, they always get like a questionnaire, right? And it's like, how often can you commit to training weekly? And it's never a 3, is it?
It's like 5.
It's like 5, 6, 7, or every day. And it's just, it doesn't work. People get burnt out. Things happen. I am such a big believer in creating like winning habits and a winning mentality. If you say you're going to train 6 to 7, just say train every day. That's what you've set up to do. I'm going to train every day. I'm going to go hard for 3 months or whatever it might be. As soon as you miss one day, you've got that sort of mindset of I failed because you missed a session. And that's such a dangerous place to be. But if you say, right, I'm going to train 3 days a week. I'm going to make sure my food's roughly where it needs to be every single day. You create that winning mentality, and before you know it, that momentum starts to build. We say all the time, sometimes less is more. Your training's like the best example of that. I know at the moment you're doing a lot because you've implemented running and stuff like that. But your weight sessions, you would say that you've found so much more strength, more progress through doing 3 sessions a week instead of 4 or 5, right?
Yeah. Before I was training 5 days. There's been times where I've been training 6 days. I mean, back in the day, we used to do double sessions.
Yeah, double sessions
every day.
Buys in the morning,
it's the individual muscle. We just love of the game, pure love of the game. That's what we're running now, isn't it? All over again. But yeah, for me, as time has gone on, my session length and just the frequency has come down a little bit, but the quality has increased massively. And that's just one thing I've realized is quality over quantity. And sometimes even when I program for people, they'll say to me, George, like, I need more sets or I need more volume, and I just want form checks. I want to see how they're moving. I want to see how they're lifting, because if you're doing 3 sets of barbell back squat and it's too easy, that is not a volume issue. That is not you need more sets. Like 3 sets of back squats.
Not
Could
nice.
you imagine? Like all out, or even 1-2 reps of true muscular failure. you are going to be buried. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't even be able to do 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And actually what you find is we're not obviously coaching like professional bodybuilders, but the more advanced the athlete, usually the less work they do. And of course there's a certain skill to that. Like you need to understand like how you can connect with certain muscle groups and technical work. So I do feel like at the beginning you maybe need 3 or 4 sets rather than some advanced people will do literally 1 or 2 sets. I don't think your general person knows how to actually create that much stimulus or even the intensity to be able to get there. But I understand the concept of it. Even for me, I haven't got it in me to just do like 2 sets. It's just not nice. I'd rather do 3 or 4 at a little bit of that 8 out of 10 standard that I was on about and get my volume there. But yeah, 3 sessions for me, just mentally, I always try and have like 75 minutes in the gym is my perfect time, I find. Sometimes, there's been times where I've been at 90 minutes, but just with time restrictions, 75 minutes is like nice, in and out, focused, using rest periods, and just a good flow of the day, to be honest.
I think 3 to 4 sessions like where is like the sweet spot.
That's where most people want to be. I rarely actually program 5 unless it's a bit of like a younger guy who just wants to get jacked
hyped.
and like they just want to be in doing push-pull legs. I'll do it for a bit of fun for someone.
Yeah.
But if I was optimizing a program, it's almost always full body times 3 or upper lower, upper lower.
Yeah, I think it's just the most efficient, right? And again, you found it. I know you said it to me. You actually look forward to the gym.
Yeah.
Because it is a little bit
It's a
less
bit of
frequent.
FOMO. Like if today I haven't gone to the gym, I want to get back tomorrow.
Yeah. But also your body's going to be in a better place tomorrow. So your performance is going to be better, which is going to make you feel like you're winning a little bit more.
Yeah.
Realistically, and if you train hard enough in the gym, you shouldn't be able to go 6 days a week. Like your body's beat up, right? You shouldn't be able to go 6 days a week. And I think something you said, and I think I'm a huge believer in this anyway. I think it transfers throughout life, like quantity over quality. I think with everything, really do.
I've written something down here. You want things hard, but achievable and repeatable. Like you want to just be able to repeat like comfortably hard stuff over and over. And the odd test of like going all out, but not consistently.
You just can't do it.
No.
You literally can't do it. You cannot be flat out all the time. And again, fitness health is a game of longevity. The longer you're in it, the better you're going to be. I don't understand the concept, and I never have. I understand when people go on holiday, they have this huge surge of like, I want to look great, I want to feel great, which I get. Everyone probably wants to tighten up a little bit before they go on holiday. They're going to have their top off a little bit more, be exposed a little bit more. But if you know you want to feel good for holiday, I just don't get why you don't want to feel good all year round.
Yeah.
So they will go super hard, and then they probably rebound after because they've gone on a holiday, they've gone on an absolute mad one, and then they've come back and like, I'm not doing that again till next year. And it's just that cycle. But again,
when someone says, "Oh, I want to go through this transformation, but it's December, so I may as well wait till January because I want to give it 100%," you already know they failed.
Yeah.
Just from the mindset perspective of they believe that fitness is this perfect, clear run of time with nothing happening in their life. And it's like you said, this is just your life now. And if you enjoy a beer, a pizza, socializing, how can you fit that into your life whilst getting what you want? So I always frame it in a way of December is like the perfect opportunity. Like every year, you're actually usually pretty good in January and February. Like that's where they're locked in. But you're trying to make up for everything you've lost in November and December. So you're never actually progressing because it's a cycle of like being good and bad and good and bad. So if you can learn how to make November, December good, then you're just going to be absolutely flying when it's like, if you can learn in the hard times, like in the good times, when things are smooth and easy, you're going to be able to smash it.
I think as well, like you will enjoy, I can guarantee you now, mate, you'll enjoy Christmas a lot more if the majority of December you've been at it.
Yeah.
Like Christmas Day feels so much more enjoyable. You feel like you're having a real treat. Yeah. Same as like New Year's and stuff like that. I put something out on my socials last Christmas and it done so well. And it was just about, if you're worrying about this festive period, about what the impact on your health and fitness, like you've messed up the rest of the year. Like if you've been in a good place for the whole year, these few days do not matter. No. They do not matter. You should be able to go to these events, have these social events, celebrate these festivities, not worrying about what the scales are going to say, because you know you've got things in place. You know you've worked so hard all year. You know you've already been to the gym 20 times in December, 15 times in December. These few days should be enjoyed, not feared. And I feel like people just fear it.
Yeah.
And I always think if you're looking after yourself, everything's more enjoyable, man. Every single thing is more enjoyable.
Are you a train on Christmas Day guy or not?
I did this year.
Did you?
I actually did this year. To be fair, I was on my own Christmas Day for the morning part, and one of my friends, we just said, should we get a session? So we got like a bit of a hierarchy session.
See, I feel like that makes sense. Like if you're on your own and then you're going to meet with someone, that's like increasing the atmosphere.
And I also,
but if you're in a group and you're like with a family and then you bounce on your own train,
be right back. I also think as well, like you said earlier, like it's just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like me spending, I think it was like an hour session, that don't impact my Christmas day. Like I just probably eat a little
We've
bit more.
We've done sessions with Santa hats on.
Yeah, mate. And Santa, I remember I had this like Christmas top. I can't remember what it was called, but it was criminal. I bet there's a photo somewhere we can find. I'll be mortified about. But mate, again, like it is a lifestyle.
And we'd always change the regular like pre-workout rap hip hop tunes to like
Christmas songs,
George Michael or whatever it was.
Yeah, absolutely loving it.
Class.
But again, man, like fitness and health doesn't stop because it's your birthday, because you've got a busy month, because kids are back at school, the kids are off school. Like Christmas, it doesn't stop.
No,
it adapts. It just changes. Like I can't remember if we touched on it earlier, but a plan is only as good as a plan that can be followed on a poor day.
Yeah, 100%.
If mate, everything's easy on a good day, right?
And next week at the track, we're going to be moving a little bit earlier, right? We're going from 6 a.m. start at the track to 5:30 at the track. So I'm looking forward to that. That means the alarm's going to have to go for... What is the alarm for that? Is it 4:30 or 4:45?
I'm probably waking up at 4:15, I think.
You like time, don't you?
Yeah.
Some people are rocking up half an hour before the session
Someone put it in the group
starts.
earlier. Like
25 minutes before.
Yeah.
You must live next door.
Yeah.
For me, I can't do that. But yeah, an hour and 15 before. That's early for you.
Fuel a little. It takes about 20 minutes to get there. But then I'll have a bit of fuel, coffee, my electrolytes, shower, get dressed. So yeah, I think what time do we wait? I think it was like 5. Maybe about an hour. So maybe about half.
So I guess that was a question that I was going to ask. Is I definitely get this one a lot, and it was something I used to be so bad at. Was waking up early, and I always told myself I was naturally an evening person, not a morning person. What advice would you give to someone maybe listening who wants to wake up earlier and find that time? I guess to a quote that I saw is that you never hear, oh, it's nice to have time at 5 a.m. in the morning when you're up getting the work in. Like, what would your advice be to someone who wants to wake up earlier?
I think getting a good routine. So you need to rearrange your sleep times. There's no point going to bed at 12 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m., expecting to feel good. It's not going to happen. And just accept that it takes a little bit of time. So if you want to start going to bed a little bit earlier, put things in place to actually facilitate that. Don't sit on your phone till 10 p.m. Tell yourself, I'm going to put my phone down at 9 p.m. I want to be in bed by 9:15, hopefully asleep by 9:30. I think as well, like, caffeine intake is something. I know we love a coffee, right? And I probably can get an okay sleep, and some people can. Some people can have caffeine and they can sleep through the night, not a problem at all. The majority of people, if you can cut it off a little bit earlier, that's also going to help. I also think as well, if you've done enough in the day, you probably are going to want to sleep well.
Yeah.
And for me, one of the things I enjoy, I get so much more out of my day going to bed earlier and waking earlier. So for me, I get so much more out of it. Nothing exciting happens to me past 9 p.m. for me.
No.
It doesn't. Like, I'd rather go out for a nice breakfast if I have to. I can go out for a nice walk in the morning where it's a little bit cooler. I like training in the morning. I feel more alert and more focused with work. So I think for me, again, just accept that routine. Your body will pick it up very quickly. Yeah. Within a few nights, if you go into bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, you will feel better. And a little hack as well, and I know you do it, just put your phone away from the bedside cabinet. So when that alarm goes off, you have to get out of bed.
Yeah. For me, I've been using the alarms on both of these now. And the good thing is I've actually found the hack of how not to wake up the family. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But I just set the Whoop alarm 5 minutes before the Garmin one, because the Garmin one screams at you, whereas this Whoop one just like vibrates on your hand. So basically that means when the Whoop one goes off, I've got 5 minutes to get up, get out and turn this one off, because if not, it's waking everyone up.
So I love that. You almost like blackmail yourself.
Yeah, literally.
A little bit.
Yeah. And then the phone is outside. I could put that one on as well if I wanted to, but if I don't get there, it's game over.
Yeah,
so
in trouble.
putting the phone on the other side of the bed just gets you out. And I think for a lot of parents who are listening as well, that 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. slot is where you're going to get things done. Like if there's extra things that you need to be working on, whether it is health, fitness, fueling for the day, getting your meals prepped for the day, that's such an important time. Or even if you're working on like a new business or a new project, you have to find that time. And yeah, that 5 till 7 window I think is so important. And for me, I don't win or lose the morning at the alarm. It's always I win or lose the morning the evening before with the preparation work as well. So for me, it's always 8 p.m. There's a bit of a cutoff where it's like no more work. I'm trying to have that like mental switch now into like my evening routine. Gym stuff ready, or run clothes out and ready as well. Ready there. water, electrolytes, creatine in the fridge ready to go, just so it's like appealing, nice cold water to get out in the morning, and just things are where they need to be. And when you do that, you just bounce out and you just get ready like so much quicker as well. So I think that evening, and also one thing for me that's very important, and it's actually, you said it to me, is like, have something written down that you need to wake up for. So for example, like Track Tuesday is like the easiest day to wake up because you know that you're going to meet a load of people. So try and create things that you have to wake up for. So whether it is, for me, it will be going for a run, meet, and then again, layer in accountability onto that, adding a friend into it so you've got someone to meet there. And on the other days, it's just writing down like what's the key thing that needs to be done first thing in the morning. So actually have an intention of like, that is what I'm doing. Because if there's nothing there, it's like, what are you actually waking up for? There's nothing to like pull you out of bed in a way. So it will also help next week with Roman going back to nursery, because I won't have an option, because he's going to have to be dropped to nursery at X time, that I'll need to be back at X time done. So if I miss it, I'm then going to have to train midday in the heat. And that's the worst punishment. Is that the best punishment ever though?
Yeah, teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Mate, no, I think waking up with a purpose is so important. And I think it's important to understand, I don't care who you are, no one wants to set their alarm for 4, half 4, 5. No one really wants to do that. Everyone would rather wake up and have like 8 to 9 hours. But it's just not life. No. Like, it's not life. But I just don't complain you've got no time when there is always time. There is always time. If people say to me, I'm struggling with time, yeah, some weeks might be a little bit more tougher and we might be a little bit more fatigued. But there is always time.
I think there's a lot of steps that you can take with time before you blame time. So for example, like you can clean up your evening routine, get into bed earlier, waking up earlier. You can audit your schedule. So you can get yourself on Google Calendar, or even start time blocking on pen and paper of like what each hour looks like. How can you be more efficient within those work hours to get done in 2 hours what would usually take 4 hours? How can you reorganize your day to make sure that, you know, the high priority tasks are getting done earlier in the day and not when you're fatigued and tired? Because so many people are busy workers and they're busy. Like everyone can be busy, and that's not, for me, that's not a flex. When someone tells me their work hours is I'm doing X amount of hours per week, it doesn't really mean anything. No. It's like saying you go to the gym and you train every day for 2 hours. It doesn't matter. So that same person might go into the gym 3 times a week, 90 minutes, and get better results than that.
Absolutely.
I'm a perfect example of that. I used to train 2 hours double session every day, and I'll get better results now at 3 days a week than I would then, for sure, 100%, not even a question.
Because you're more structured with it, right? And you've got a real purpose for it.
Yeah. So I feel like until you've audited every single hour, you've, you know, scheduled your week. Maybe every Sunday you sit down, you schedule your week. One really useful task that an old mentor used to get me to do was to have a time log on Google Docs. So you would just have a fresh Google Docs, and at the top of you just have like today's date, time audit, and then just write down what you're doing with every hour of your day and what is actually getting done within those hours.
That's going to humble a lot of people.
But people won't do it. But if you actually do that for 1 week, like I actually had a bit of a thing, maybe I should get back to doing it, is I used to kind of do it for like the first week of every quarter, and it would every quarter it just exposed me of like how much you can actually get done within a period of time.
Absolutely.
You can get the kitchen timer, start that. One thing I like to do is just start the kitchen timer and just let it go up to 90 minutes, and just every 90 minutes get up and go somewhere. Not out, I don't need to go to the gym, but even get up, go downstairs, fill the water bottle up, speak to the kids for a minute, come back up 90 minutes again. Because as soon as you start prolonging that, the quality of work's just going to dip.
There's so many studies on it. There's so many studies about how long you can officially think for and be really proactive with. I think just talking about being proactive is the use of like banking time. Sometimes you actually taking part in something will save time later down the line. So meal prepping is an example of that. If you meal prep for like 3 days, that means you don't have to spend time making your breakfast in the morning. You don't have to go to the shops on your lunch. You don't have to worry about dinner. You've got everything sorted. So you invest in that time to save time later. Similar to you, when you wake up for your run club, you get that little bit longer in bed because your stuff is ready.
Yeah.
So you save 10 minutes there. So I always think like there's certain actions you can do which you're almost investing that time there. So you're using time there to save more time further down the line.
You're just trying to front load it as much as you can, basically. Absolutely. No, it's good. It's solid, mate.
Absolutely. So something I just want to touch on quickly is you touched on it earlier about breaking a cycle. So actually, like when you go on holiday and things like that, people seem to worry about going away and stuff like that, and they almost disengage with all the good habits they've got.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like that. I always think there's some fundamentals that you can take with you wherever you go. And that's sort of like your low level movement. So your steps, there's no reason for your steps to like go massively down on holiday. Sometimes they might even go up. So use that as a positive. We always think what we can't do instead of what we can do. There's so many things we can do. Just flipping that narrative. Oh, the gym's not very good. Okay, but you've got a gym then? You still want to train a couple of days a week? Cool, let's do that. Again, with food, you see it all the time with like buffets, all-inclusive buffets and stuff like that. Your whole thing doesn't need to go in the bin. Like, yes, you're going to be more flexible. And like you said, like Valentino being on like a bit of a maintenance period, that's absolutely okay.
Yeah.
But I'd always say to someone like, make sure you've got like 3 portions of like protein throughout the day. Try and add a little bit of protein in for your breakfast. Might be eggs, or you might take protein powder with you. I think that's one of the most simple but biggest hacks on holiday. Just take a pouch of protein with you. 2 shakes a day, right away, 40, 50 grams of protein, you know? Lunch and dinner, have you had a source of protein with that? Yes or no? No, then maybe need a little bit more over the coming weeks. And I think it's just about grounding yourself. Nothing is all or nothing, and sometimes less is more. If you're going to stick to it longer term, you'll be in a good place, right?
I think with fitness as well, with travel, whether it's business travel, holiday, and then regular life, you do need like a multiple plans for each scenario. I think a big problem that people have is they have their perfect routine at home, and then they're like, oh, I can't follow that whilst I'm away, so I'll just enjoy this off, and then when I come back, I'll just get back on that one again. So they're either basically on it or off it. Whereas one thing that I actually have done with a couple of clients this week who have got trips coming up is we've got a bit of a backup holiday plan, and it's just, for some people it's body weight only workouts, 20, 30 minutes, you know, high intensity, short rest periods, lots of supersets. Or for some people, if they've got a hotel gym, again, maybe full body workouts, so they don't need to train as frequently, but they're still getting effective results. Supersets, short rest timers, and that really helps as well.
I think as well, mate, sometimes not just even for like the physical part of it, sometimes just for the mental part of it.
Yeah.
Like I feel so sluggish when I've been on holiday. Like it's amazing. You do get to switch off a little bit. But if you don't train properly, I feel so sluggish. And it's amazing how many people within the program actually want to train. I have clients who are like, oh, can we program like for a different gym? And they'll send me like a picture or video on the first day. And I'll just get to work, put something nice and quick together from that they can get away, feel like they're still progressing, do it in the morning if the kids are at like a kids club or something, wherever it might be. And they still feel like they're moving forward. And I think that's the thing. Like it's not an on and off switch.
No.
Fitness and health is not an on and off switch. And the more you do that, the less progress you're going to make, the more demotivated you're going to be, and probably that cycle's just going to keep going. People don't get this outrageous physique in 3 months, and they're like, what's the point? Like, it's not working. I've given it everything for 3 months. But as we said, 80% over 2 years will take you so much further than 100% over 3 months. And I've already said it, but I will say it again. Why do you just want to be in shape for a couple of months a year, or even a couple of weeks of the year? Like, I do not understand.
And even
that
a holiday, what is the goal of a holiday?
To like enjoy yourself and
to
feel
enjoy
good,
yourself, and one of the other ones is to recharge, right?
Yeah.
To like take that time out to then come back and feel like it's a reset. Oh my god, I feel so much better. I'm recharged and ready to push on again. Yeah, like you said, maybe to explore, to sightsee and stuff, but a lot of it, or some holidays, would be to recharge and feel good. So yeah, obviously, if you're going away and just eating and drinking like absolutely everything, you're going to come back feel terrible. Like some people come back and need another holiday. Again.
How often do you hear that?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I need a holiday. Like I buried myself. And I'm still recoving from it. I understand if it's like a stag do or something like that.
Yeah.
And also one thing that you touched on earlier is things become more enjoyable when you've like put in work for them as well. Like one thing that we all really enjoy doing holiday. Like me and my dad and brother do one every year, and we always like waking up early, going for a walk, getting a breakfast, a coffee, doing some sightseeing, and like having a proper day, and then going and enjoying an evening out. And I know that's not really fitness, right? Because I'm not directly doing anything fitness wise, but it just makes it so much more enjoyable the evening, knowing that like, yeah, I've been active, I've done some like things that I really enjoy in the day and stuff as well. So
no, I think one of the things there is like it's so cheesy saying it, but it should just be a lifestyle. Like you either want to be healthy and look after yourself, or you don't. I generally do think it's simple. I just think one of the sadder things, and it always will be, some people will genuinely go their whole life without realizing what it feels to feel good.
Yeah.
Like people actually will live. Can you imagine that? Like waking up with no energy, waking up not even wanting to look at themselves in the mirror, waking up being worried about what clothes they're wearing. Like that is...
The thing that when I hear that motivates me as a coach, because I know that that's fully in control. Like that is fully something that someone can control. So when I ever hear someone say that, I just like want to double down on them and like be like, right, let's turn that around, because that's something fully in your control. Of course, sometimes you realize like someone needs to want to change in order to change. But yeah, it's a very important point. And one quote that I've written down here is, if you need vacations, or if you need holidays to enjoy your life, you've built it wrong. And I love that. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, on a holiday going and doing different things that you enjoy. But I think if you're taking a holiday thinking, like, get me away from this
My day to day,
and I absolutely hate it. And there's nothing wrong with going through a phase of that, as long as there's a bit of a longer term vision or plan, or you're taking action on something to get yourself out of that. There's been times where, I mean, yeah, I'd still try and enjoy my days for sure, but there's been, you know, jobs and situations where I haven't enjoyed that, and then you're grafting to get out of that. Very important.
I think one of the things is all these years that you would have been working, that I would have been working, those tougher times, you still would have been pretty healthy and in shape. Can you imagine how tough it would have been if you were unhealthy and you weren't fueling yourself fairly well? Like, that would have been a miserable time. But some people just live their lives like that.
And sometimes in them build phases, like what for me, when it was always I want to be an online coach and I want to go to Dubai, for example, I was always happy to, like, some people would always like want to push on holidays, go towards holidays a lot. And I was actually quite happy just to limit travel and be like, right, I know that if I just keep plugging away here and I keep getting this work in, eventually, like, I'm going to be able to do something that is just like the ultimate holiday. And I actually struggle with holidays now. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I try and take one in the summer, but I just enjoy, like, the day to day so much. Even when I'm coming back from a holiday, I'm just absolutely buzzing to, like, get back to it as well.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's the dream. And I understand, and don't get us wrong, like, some people are in jobs that they feel like they just have to be in. But I guarantee, like, if you're not happy with something, you can change that. Like, you can change that. There will be another job. Yes, it's hard. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy. I think you wrote something down about, like, sacrifice, right? And
yeah, the quote was either increase sacrifice or reduce desire.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. Like, good things normally take a hell of a lot of work. They don't just rock up on your doorstep. Health, money, the majority of the times, unless you're very lucky, won the lottery or inherited a hell of a lot. But there's always some sort of sacrifice, right? To get something you want. As you said, like, you had to maybe sacrifice some traveling and stuff to get to where you wanted to.
Because the problem is, if you're in that period and you're getting close to where you want to be, let's say, I don't know, you need X amount of, like, savings in order to make that move. You going on holiday is reducing you a couple of grand.
Absolutely.
You're losing a week or two. And at that time, I was just not ready for it. I just would rather have put in that work like you said earlier, like, front loading that work in order to live that life that you want as well.
I think one of the craziest things, and you'll probably see it, you probably get it as well. So many people who are in shape will get it. They see you, like, eating some ice cream or eating something that's off plan. They're like, how do you like that and eat that? And they don't realise that
fitness coach. They're like, oh, look at fitness coach doing that.
Yeah, like
exposing
it. Yeah, and it's like, but I've worked 15 to 20 years actually building a physique, which gives me this flexibility. I mean, there's no greater investment than your health and body.
Yeah.
Like, because it does take decades of work. But if you actually put that in, them foundations are with you for life. Like, you know, pretty similar to me, I could probably be off it for a good 4 weeks and not much would change. I probably would still have, like, an okay physique, you know? I'd still be able to lift okay and be fortunate enough to be in a better starter position than a lot of people. But that's not from a year's work. That's not from 3 months' work. That's from 20 years of work.
Yeah.
Like, so it's justified. Like, you have to earn that flexibility. I say that to people a lot. Like, you have to earn that little bit of flexibility.
And that just comes from love of the game.
Yeah.
You just like some people will hear 20 years and think, oh my God, like, I can't do that. But it's because you just love the game. Like, you'll do another 20 years.
Oh, mate, so I'm 32 now. I guarantee you I'll be feeling better and in better shape when I'm 40. I have, like, zero doubt in my mind. I will be fitter. I will be stronger. I generally think I'll have a better physique as well. Like, my physique's got better as I've been in my 30s. I know I'm only a couple of years in, nearly 3. But my physique has got better since I've been in my 30s. And people think, like, it's game over. Like, you post 25, like, it's game over. Not a chance. I mean, look at Valentino, right? Like, he started fairly late in his journey and he's done all of this stuff. And yeah, I just think
that time compounded up in your favour.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure.
No.
And one quote that I want to finish on for the listeners that fired me up that I saw is, if we can overthink the worst, why not overthink the best?
100%. There's always a flip side to everything you say, right? You can either look at the negative or the positives. Yeah. And I think, like, it's very similar, but we always think.
We always say every week, are we, like, deluded of our
Yeah, we actually think we're deluded, don't we?
We actually do. We're sometimes a bit too optimistic, and, like, you can get a bit humbled and stuff like that. But I think it's much better than being the opposite.
Why would you want to live so negatively?
And I feel like when you just go around the world with that energy of, like, good things are going to happen, like, I'm going to get lucky today, something's going to go right, like, people are just going to feel that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's good stuff that happen, there's bad stuff that happen, but we get to decide how we sort of interpret stuff, right? And what things we want to focus on. You can focus on the bad, or you can focus on the good.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing I heard from a client recently who went through a transformation is he become more lucky. As he's gone through the transformation, he's got luckier. More opportunities, more people respecting him, speaking to him, and just things happening in his favour. His relationships got better. He's got lucky.
Nothing to do with luck.
Nothing to do with luck.
Nothing to do
That's
with luck,
all
man.
hard work and earned. So, no, a lot of good talking points. If you've listened, I hope you've enjoyed and taken something away. That's always the goal from these sessions, is just for people to leave with something that they didn't know before. Even that spark, that motivation. I think that the key message is always, when you listen to something like this, make sure off the back of it, you even write it down some notes so you remember it. I don't want you tomorrow forgetting everything we've said. And also going to take action off the back of it as well, not just a short-term spark. So, yeah, good session. Episode
Pleasure
6.
as always.
Wrapped up.
See you next week.